Chapter 1. "Some of these people want to get killed," said Dickie Cryer, as he jabbed the brake pedal to avoid hitting a newsboy. The kid grinned as he slid between the slowly moving cars, flourishing his newspapers with the controlled abandon of a fan dancer. Six-face firing squad. The headlines were huge and shiny black. Hurricane threatens Veracruz. A smudgy photo of street fighting in San Salvador covered the whole front of a tabloid. It was late afternoon. The streets shone with that curious, bright, shadowless light that precedes a storm. All 6 lanes of traffic crawling along the Insurgentes halted, and more newsboys danced into the road, together with a woman selling flowers, and a kid with lottery tickets trailing from a roll like toilet paper. Picking his way between the cars came a handsome man in old jeans and checked shirt. He was accompanied by a small child. The man had a Coca-Cola bottle in his fist. He swigged at it, and then tilted his head back again, looking up into the heavens. He stood erect and immobile, like a bronze statue, before igniting his breath so that a great ball of fire burst from his mouth. "Bloody hell," said Dickie. "That's dangerous." "It's a living," I said. I'd seen the fire eaters before. There was always one of them performing somewhere in the big traffic jams. I switched on the car radio, but electricity in the air blotted out the music with the sounds of static. It was very hot. I opened the window, but the sudden stink of diesel fumes made me close it again. I held my hand against the air conditioning outlet, but the air was warm. Again the fire eater blew a huge orange balloon of flame into the air. "For us," explained Dickie. "Dangerous for people in the cars, flames like that with all these petrol fumes, can you imagine?" There was a slow roll of thunder. "Oh, if only it would rain," said Dickie. I looked at the sky, the low black clouds trimmed with gold. The huge sun was coloured bright red by the city's ever-present blanket of smog, and squeezed tight between the glass buildings that dripped with its light. "Who got this car for us?" I said. A motorcycle, its pillion piled high with cases of beer, weaved precariously between the cars, narrowly missing the flower seller. One of the embassy people," said Dickie. He released the brake and the big blue Chevrolet rolled forward a few feet, and then all the traffic stopped again. In any town north of the border, this factory-fresh car would not have drawn a second glance. But Mexico City is the place old cars go to die. Most of those around us were dented and rusty, or they were crudely repainted in bright primary colours. "Yeah, a friend of mine lent it to us." "I might have guessed," I said. "It was short notice. They didn't know we were coming until the day before yesterday. Henry Tiptree, the one who met us at the airport, let us have it. It was a special favour because I knew him at Oxford." "I wish you hadn't known him at Oxford. Then we could have rented one from Hertz, with air conditioning that worked." "So, what can we do?" said Dickie irritably. "Take it back and tell him it's not good enough for us?" We watched the fire eater blow another balloon of flame while the small boy hurried from driver to driver, collecting a peso here and there for his father's performance. Dickie took some Mexican coins from the slash pocket of his denim jacket and gave them to the child. It was Dickie's faded work suit, his cowboy boots and curly hair that had attracted the attention of the tough-looking woman immigration officer at Mexico City Airport. It was only the first-class labels on his expensive baggage and the fast-talking of Dickie's counsellor friend from the embassy that saved him from the indignity of a body search. Dickie Cryer was a curious mixture of scholarship and ruthless ambition. But he was insensitive, and this was often his undoing. His insensitivity to people, place, and atmosphere could make him seem a clown instead of the cool sophisticate that was his own image of himself. But that didn't make him any less terrifying, as friend or foe.